would like to introduce you to a rather fun and funky vegetable. Now, this is my first time growing it and I have literally loved it because it is very weird and very wonderful. Let me introduce you to the fat baby Achocha. Now look at that hairy little thing. I don't even know how to describe it, but it is so much fun to grow. Now let's have a little taste of it. So it tastes a little bit like a cucumber with a tiny hint of a sweet pepper. It's quite delicious at a small stage. I wouldn't say, here's one I picked earlier, that when it gets bigger to this kind of size, it is particularly tasty, because what happens is the seeds start forming inside and then you get these woody kind of little textures, which are not particularly nice at all. So I would say you want to pick it nice and small. Now it's so fun because I don't think many people have even seen a fat baby Achocha before. It's not something that in the UK you can find it in the supermarkets. It's originally from Peru, so I'm sure those of you that live in Peru, you're like, oh my goodness, what is this girl on about? You know, we see this all the time. But for us here in the UK, it is a bit of a wonder. You know, if you pop this into a salad, how cool would that be? Fun little hairy balls into a salad. They really do taste a little bit like cucumber, and it's about jazzing up the plate and having a bit of fun. What I would say is, if you are growing this, make sure you have a lot of space because it grows up to 16 feet. Now you can see this is growing all the way up here, right up to the roof here and across the polytunnel. And then let's come down to the bottom. It is sprawling all over the floor here. So I wanted to test it inside and outside because I've read a lot about it being better grown outside, but actually I thought, what about people that don't have a big outdoor space? So I've grown it in a pot. This pot is 45 centimetres. It has got 4 fat baby Achochas planted in it, and it has been so abundant. Now I can imagine growing this on a balcony and it entwangling itself across your banisters, across a fence or something like that, just to give a bit of coverage and a bit of interest. But not only that, it looks beautiful, but you then get food from it. I mean, who doesn't love, you know, covering both bases? If you're growing this outside, it does work really well if you've got an ugly shed, because it grows so prolifically, it will literally engulf your shed. And then you're going to have these spiky little beauties growing all over the shed that you can add to your dishes. I hope you've enjoyed an introduction to my little fun, fabulous, spiky friend. If you are growing this in the UK, it is not frost hardy. So I would say, don't plant it out until after the last risk of frost has passed, and it will die off in the frost. So if you're in an area that's frosty, it will die in those months. However, if you're growing it in a polytunnel or inside, then you'll get a little bit more of an elongated season for it. As I said, it originates in Peru, so in Peru it's going to grow much longer. It's, I would say, simply fabulous to grow, so I strongly recommend it. I really hope you've enjoyed my introduction to the fat baby Achocha. I will be sharing more interesting and exciting vegetables with you over the upcoming year. I'm currently growing about 156, 558, who's counting, not me, different varieties of vegetables from all over the world, and I am going to be sharing their history, their uses and how to grow them over the upcoming months. But I'd say give this one a go. It really is quite fantastic. And if you want to see more from me and some of my videos that I'm going to be sharing, please do subscribe and you'll be the first to see my new videos. I've really enjoyed sharing this and I've really enjoyed eating it as well.